Hi gardeners, welcome to a beautiful morning here in coastal Virginia. Finally not hot. Wanted to show you something that started taking place last year. We allowed our bok choy to self-seed. We've got a video posted down below in the description. And if you remember, we had in February, we had pollinators flying around the nice little yellow flowers. Well, here is the result. This bok choy is the self-seeding from last year. Now remember, the seeds have their own timetable, but the weather doesn't always cooperate. So last week we had just a mishmash of bok choy with a lot of yellow burnt leaves, and that's because it was too hot for bok choy when they decided to sprout because of daylight and things like that. So I have replanted some of them. Some of these that I've already firmly taken, I left in place even though they're a little too close together. And as you can see, we could actually have a nice crop today of these large leaves from the larger plants. We have about a dozen plants in all. So we've got a nice crop, and we didn't have to do anything except let bok choy and the bumblebees take care of everything themselves. But if you remember from the last video, this bed was looking pretty ugly. Ugly with a capital U. And I've been working on it today, and I wanted to talk about how we can clean up both self-seeding by replanting them a little bit farther away. These young plants here were just fine in order to be replanted. Now we might lose one or two, but if they had been too close together, the whole crop would have suffered. And so we're probably at its height going to get almost a pound every week of bok choy leaves, and that's a lot of dinners. But the rest of the bed was overgrown, and the reason why is our tomatoes refuse to give up. See, we have a beautiful tomato still going right here. See, look at that guy. Now, I know it's one tomato, you could pull it. I could, but I'm cheap and I'm stubborn. So, we're going to clean up to that, and that's what this marker here is. And I've already been doing some of that today, and I want to remind you that if you're going to clean a bed with existing plants in it, the edger from Ridgeback, the Razorback, sorry, has a wonderful history with us, and we are just delighted to use it every time. Now, my first cut was too thin, so I've made a second cut here, and as you can see, it just lifts the edged material right up. It cuts all the way through the roots. And once it has done that, you can hear it just slice through so nicely. We can then use any other edge tool that we want. I love my hoe. And as you can see, by working 90 degrees to the cut, it just rolls up the excess here. This is the pile we've already done today. So you can see we can get good results. This has been about an hour. One thing to look out for will be seeds that have fallen off the material that you've been pulling up. Let's take a look to see if we can find any here. These are weed seeds. This is southern crabgrass. The local name for it around here is wiregrass. Wiregrass is actually a Bermuda, the real wiregrass. Wiregrass here is just a name for the common southern crabgrass, okay? These seeds will be more than happy to sprout, and here's some more right down here. This is from a cutting. You go, well, it's dead, but the seeds aren't. See them right here. So, southern crabgrass will invade because you don't get all the seeds up, and you can pull any rhizomes that are trying to sneak in, and that's where the edger slows them down. Will it stop it? No. But remember, siege warfare. Now, once we have cleared a path back, we can then use our compost. This is about a half a bucket, and this is probably good for about roughly 1.5 by 4 feet. Now with compost, you sometimes get material in it that did not fully decompose, and that can just go right back into the compost pile to try again. And then we should have enough here to get this 1.5 foot swath. See, more seeds. You've got to be careful about what you might cover up. So I now have another 1.5 foot of bed with about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of compost on it, and that will help out for next year. Sometimes self-seeding is fun, and it's certainly a no-work way of getting another crop in. It's fun to watch the pollinators, but you have to clean those beds that you've been ignoring. And in this case, we've already done about 7 feet so far this morning, and we got another 2 feet to go before we move on to other tasks, okay? Please like and share. It really helps the channel out when you let everybody know about us. Go out there, grow your own food. Thanks.